ICOs are the hottest topic, and I have seen people like getting involved into Bitcoin, Ethereum for just like 5 days or 1 week or even 1 month and directly jumping onto the ICO investing without realizing the potential loss that they can incur. Recently, as per the news, there are 1,000 of ICO projects which raised funds in 2017 and 2018 have already been declared. Imagine what happened to the funds. Now, it turns out there is 1 billion of money that these ICOs raised. In fact, more than 1 billion for sure. And interestingly, there was an article recently on the Cointelegraph, I'm sure you've heard, that the number of ICOs this year have actually crossed the number of ICOs last year. And we are right now at the beginning of July. So just half a year gone and we have already crossed the number. So just looking at the figure over here, 537 ICOs with a total volume of 13.7 billion this year. 537 ICOs until June. And there are 552 ICOs last year in 2017. What is interesting here, that as you can see, the numbers is already very close to the number of ICOs last year. What is interesting though is that the combined volume that they raised last year was this year is 13.7 billion. However, the last year the combined volume of 552 ICOs was only 7 billion, so almost half. What I also realized that not only the number of ICOs have increased in 2018, but also the amount of funds that they are raising, the average fund per ICO is also high. And of course, we are talking about the scam. 1,000 ICOs already dead. So it clearly goes to show that how risky the space is. And this is what I call it a real bubble, right? This is what I call it a real bubble. So here are the list of all the dead coins. I think this is something that I also discussed in my previous video, where there is this deadcoins.com. We can find out all the dead coins reported so far. And this is another one which is called coinopsy.com. Moving on to the next one is CoinJanitor. Happens to be a project. The idea of CoinJanitor is this, that if there is an abandoned project or if there is a dead coin, we will collaborate, we will coordinate with the community of that dead coins. Of course, there are thousands of investors already, maybe on the Telegram group. We will coordinate and collaborate with them, and we will create value for that, because any dead coin will not have any value. So CoinJanitor says that we will create a value by providing every investors a jam coin, which is CoinJanitor coin, and then that can be exchanged for Bitcoin and Ethereum so that nobody incurs a huge amount of loss. Of course, the valuation, the people are definitely going to lose money, but at least they still get some amount of money back. Now, the funny part is here that CoinJanitor itself is doing an ICO. So it's like one more scam to save people from all the other scams, right? Well, it might turn out to be a good idea, since considering that there are dead projects almost every month, every week. These teams just raising funds and just going away and things like that. So this might turn out to be a good idea, CoinJanitor. I mean, why should people trust them that they will do it, isn't it? So now, what is the conclusion? The conclusion that I'm trying to make is definitely if you come across someone who is just getting started into Bitcoin and cryptocurrency space, it's really important for him to spend some time learning really about the fundamentals of blockchain technology, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and before they ride on the wagon of ICO investment, which is highly risky. The next one on the same line I really want to talk about is the recent comment from the Ron Paul, and he is quite bullish on Bitcoin. So he says the Bitcoin and any currency which is backed by gold can coexist in free society. They are one thing that they are quite bullish on, which is Bitcoin and not any other project. So this is something very significant. And he also mentioned, of course, he also was a former member of US Congress, and he also mentioned, and he has really seen the fiat printing, the dollar printing very closely. He understands the economy. He mentioned that, the governments, actually US central authorities, tries to make people believe that this is the real currency, and he also saw that Bitcoin has a full potential of replacing any central bank fiat currency. And on the same line, you have Barbara, and she is also extremely bullish on Bitcoin. In fact, she wants to say that buying a home with Bitcoin makes sense. the Bitcoin will replace banks. Now, who is she? So the whole cryptocurrency space started with Bitcoin, right? And then later on, of course, people went ahead and started creating their own tokens. And so for every individual who is just getting started into cryptocurrency and Bitcoin space, it's really important to understand the fundamentals of Bitcoin and Ethereum first before they jump onto the ICO wagon to really safeguard their investments, right? And she also mentioned that I really don't expect banks to be around 10 years from now unless they change their models. She noted, I don't see why it's going to be needed if Bitcoin does what I believe it's going to do. So that's quite true. If the Bitcoin can be the global currency, why do you actually need a bank? So that's the whole idea of why Bitcoin was invented in the first place, right? Definitely leave your opinion in the comment box below. What do you think about 1000 ICOs being projects being already abundant? And what would you suggest if you come across somebody who's just getting started into the space? What advice would you have for them? Let me know your opinion in the comment box below. Do join the Telegram group and leave your comment. Hit a like or a dislike, and I'll see you next time. Take care.